The message that I have for this reading is that the fragile build walls from their own doubts, hurling their fears at those who refuse to crumble. When you stand firm, they twist your strength into rebellion, mistaking self-respect for defiance. The ones who sharpen their words like knives, boasting of the scars they've left, are the first to claim innocence when the blade turns back on them. They summon the storm, yet weep when the sky breaks. What do we have at the foundation of the reading? Magician. Gemini, Virgo energy at the foundation of the reading. Okay, I feel that there's an energy external to you which is directly connected to that opening message that is either watching you or somehow loitering around your energy. There seems to be this sort of message that you're putting together this new life for yourself. You're moving on. And I feel that this person has been watching you from the sidelines for quite a long time now, but they've somehow exposed their hand. You may have possibly reacted to this energy, and as soon as you stood up for yourself and kind of told them about themselves, they all of a sudden started to play the victim, directly connecting us to that opening message, right? It's somebody that's throwing stones at glass houses. They're basically coming after you, criticizing you, pointing the finger at you when it's actually them that is guilty. They're putting all of their own faults out on display for everybody else to see, which is allowing other individuals that may be disconnected from this situation, but somehow on the outskirts, to see this person for their true psychological makeup. And or you are just really starting to see the truth about somebody as you are moving forward in power, building this new life for yourself. Now, the magician at the foundation is somebody who's able to turn their visions into reality. I feel that a lot of you have always had this idea for your life, and wherever you have graduated on from, whatever you have left behind, it wasn't possible for you to pull this off back then. But now, since you've moved on, quite possibly for a lot of you, cut off a number of people who were injecting some sort of toxicity into your life, you're actually starting to see these things materialize in your everyday waking life, which is exposing the energies you left behind for who they actually are. But the process by which you are doing this is so exposing to these other individuals that their inner demons are becoming irritated with your rise. They can't stand it. You know, it's interesting how you can go years without speaking to somebody, completely cut people out of your life. And that space that is created over time has a way of exposing the truth around all situations. Whether you're in the right or whether you're in the wrong, the truth always comes out. You cannot hide from it. You know, the universe pulled a lot of you away from these toxic situations to build you back up, to align you with your soul's path. It almost feels like the universe has been hiding you, but that's not it at all. They're holding you steady until you're ready to rise, which is what I'm picking up for a lot of you right now. You're ready to rise with fire in your eyes and purpose in your bones. The magician at the foundation of the reading. And that is a perfect description of this magician at the foundation of the reading, which is you rising in all your glory, standing in your power, and showing the world what you're made of. I just heard very clearly, the universe wants to show you off. See, when people go through, what I'm picking up all of you have been going through, you come out the other side and the divine is so proud that they want to put you in spaces to show off their work, to help encourage others. You are a walking, talking testimony of someone who has been fully embraced and upgraded by the universe and the divine. And now you're ready to come back out into the world, a whole new version of yourself. This is one of these situations where people are completely shocked by how much you've grown, spiritually speaking, right? It's like you're completely different. The old you is gone. You know, whenever you come across people like this, there's no mistaking as to what has taken place in their life. And this is what I'm getting for all of you. You have been touched by the divine, by spirit, and they're wanting you to get ready for your rise into this new chapter of your life. Right on the bottom of the deck, 6 of Swords. So perfect card to follow everything I just said. This is your rite of passage, okay? You're moving beyond any sort of pain of the past. What do we have the sacral, please? Five of Wands, Shadow Leo energy in reverse at the sacral. Perfect card to follow everything I've said up until this point. You know, I've been getting a lot of messages lately surrounding all of you having all of the pieces to the puzzle. It's like you have all the evidence for something. You have everything you need to finally move forward. There seems to be this massive release of tension. I feel that a lot of you have been waiting very patiently. You've been remaining very calm, but there seems to be a message here that you have either struck back or are preparing to strike back after being under some sort of horrendous spiritual attack for quite some time now. There's many different ways this can show up for all of you, but it speaks directly on the opening message, right? About these people who will form these weapons against you, not expecting you to strike back because it's not really in your character, but there's only so much people can take, right? So then you finally strike back, however that shows up for you. Maybe you put somebody in their place, and then all of a sudden, they're the ones who cannot handle you throwing everything that they've been throwing at you back at them. They don't like it, right? This speaks directly on them hurling their fears. But when you stand firm, they twist your strength into rebellion. Like, look at you. Look at the monster you are. These are these same people that are twisting your boundaries and attacking you for not submitting to their attacks against you. Simply put, why won't you stay down, right? It's like you keep getting up, you keep fighting. For a lot of you in the past, maybe you stayed down. You probably did because you didn't know any better. You didn't know actually what was taking place. But then spirit comes into your life, starts exposing things to you. You realize that your environment's incredibly toxic and people are doing things to try and control and or sabotage your happiness or any sort of forward momentum. There's only so long people can hide this from you. And, you know, I think that the reason why people get away with this for as long as they do is because it usually comes from people that are very close to you. You don't expect it from them. So it flies under the radar. And for a lot of you as well, this was the one thing that was keeping you from this magician energy, from being able to fully realize how powerful you are and materialize your manifestations into your waking life. Some people will go years and years working day in and day out, trying to bring that vision to full realization, and it's just not working. You get kind of close, but then you lose your grip on it, or you just feel like you can't catch a break. And there's no real good reason why. It's nothing you're doing wrong. It's not that you're not working hard enough at it. It's because of your environment, energetically speaking. I would go as far as saying that this is the number one most important thing that you need to consider when manifesting something. Am I in the correct environment to do it? Because all of the other steps that you take to pull through a manifestation are going to be futile until you're in the right environment. It's like manifesting backwards. Very rarely are you going to have people that support you in your manifestations. So what you need to do is put yourself into an energetic space that you have full control over, that isn't dictated by the other people in it. You can't have that. You'll never pull your manifestations through. You need to give yourself a fighting chance here. And once you actually start to understand this and put it into practice, like say you remove yourself from a certain environment and set yourself up somewhere else that's a bit more peaceful, you'll start to see forward momentum and it will blow your mind. It's in these moments that you'll start to realize all the people, places, and things that were actually holding you back. You have to take full responsibility for your manifestations. If that means that you need to exit people from your life in order to pull through those things that you were sent here to manifest into your waking life, so be it. Because if people are trying to get in your way somehow, when you're trying to manifest what you were sent here to do in this life cycle, what does that say about them? I would go as far as saying that that's your enemy, because people don't have to necessarily support you, right? Some people might not understand what you're trying to do, but to get in your way deliberately is a whole different ballgame. Most of those people who don't understand what you're trying to do but aren't getting in your way will get on board once they see what you're doing and once they start to understand, right? But this other group of people that I'm picking up here who have been working overtime to try and stop you should only be validating to you just how important and just how powerful this manifestation that you're getting ready to pull through really is. Because why would they put so much focus on trying to stop you from entering into that space? Think about that. It's as if something is telling them on a soul level that they need to stop you. King of Pentacles in reverse. Earth energy at the solar plexus. Okay, so this is directly connecting to what I just said about them feeling like they need to stop you on a soul level. There's somebody here. Let's say this is a kind of ringleader, okay? Your success is going to expose something about this person. Your truth or your happiness just puts the spotlight on this individual. You stepping into your power is them becoming completely disempowered. The literal scales tipping in your favor. And this is all a result of you breaking free of some sort of spiritual bondage that this person, these people, this situation has had you in for far too long. I feel for most of your life, probably up until this point. But it was always supposed to go down like this. You had to go through this situation. Because your truth, the wisdom that you have gained, is what is going to empower you to step into this new timeline. The experience you hold from having gone through this situation is providing you with a piece of magic, the magician at the foundation. It's like all these people are gathering. Yes, I've been dealing with people like that too. And here you are, you're like, oh, well, let me show you how to deal with these people. I've just defeated them. And look, they're like, oh my God, how did you do it? Then right on the bottom of the deck, we have Six of Swords again there. Oh, look at that, justice. So we just spoke about that, the scales tipping. Knight of Swords. Yeah, I'm hearing... Well, Knight of Swords is all about lifestyle changes, but I also heard that you're charging towards this new timeline. It's like they weren't able... I just heard, yeah, you've slipped through their fingers, so to speak. It's like they've been trying to distract you, trying to wear you down energetically, but all it's been doing is delaying you. They couldn't stop this from happening. They can only slow it down. Buy them some time. I just heard 78. That could resonate for somebody out there. Maybe... that's when you were born, or 7, 8. Or I'm hearing 7, 8, so that would be July 8th. Maybe you're dealing with a Cancer. You could be a Cancer as well. These readings are for anybody. Or you're dealing with somebody who is 78. What do we have at the heart, please? 7 of Pentacles. Taurus energy at the heart. They're really emphasizing 7 here, but we're just seeing this perfect evolution to this energy. It's like you break free and now you're depositing all of this good energy and time into this space, which is going to allow you to reap some sort of reward for all of your efforts and hard work here. I mean, the 7 of Pentacles is an energy of receiving fruits for your labor. It's earned, and it's also an energy that's very patient as well. So I feel like you have been moving in accordance with the divine's will for your life. You've been very calm, very patient, so much so that it got to the point where this opposing force, these people, thought that they had you right where they wanted you because you weren't doing anything. You weren't striking back. But then I feel that whatever you have done or whatever you are preparing to do is some sort of fatal blow, but it's by way of something you say or some sort of action you take. I'm picking up on a kind of bully. It's like somebody who just picks and constantly pokes at you. And then finally, you've just had enough one day and you turn around and you grab that bully by the shirt and you really let him have it, right? And they're not expecting this from you. And they just completely cower. And they call you a demon. They call you a monster for standing up for yourself. Something like this. There's just an emphasis here on spirit guiding you. Okay, I just heard spirit saying, okay, steady, hold the line, okay, charge, right? It's this kind of energy. But the charging happens, could be a double meaning there. What I meant to say is you charge, right? You charge forward when they least expect it. It's like it's caught them completely off guard. But there could be something here as well that is going to allow you to charge these people with some sort of crime against you. based on the evidence that you have collected. And I also feel that this is going to allow you to build something, to create something quite marvelous, right? This is like somebody who goes through years of mental, spiritual abuse. They just hide themselves away. They're very quiet. They just kind of deal with it, right? But all the while, they're just collecting notes, collecting evidence, putting together this beautiful, detailed story. It's the type of situation where somebody can make a whole Netflix series about what they've gone through. So then they finally come out of the shadows and they've just got this incredible creation. And the people that have been coming against them are just in complete shock. They never thought that this person would be capable of doing something like this. They just became too arrogant. They got sloppy as well, I feel. The whole foundation of your success is something you're building on the pain and the trauma, all the turmoil that you've had to go through, and it's divinely guided. There's so much purpose behind this. These people are shaking in their boots because they're also starting to realize now that there's a higher power working in your life. It's one of these situations where it's completely undeniable. The presence of the Most High is all around you because of the meticulous nature by which you are crafting and creating something. It's like it's just all come together. It's one of these situations where you're very patient, but then finally you make your move and checkmate. It's over. What do we have at the throat, please? Okay, we're going to take both of these. The Sun, perfect. And the Seven of Swords. Yeah, these people are retreating. Whenever I get the Seven of Swords from this deck, it looks like somebody who's putting the swords back. They're like, let me just go ahead and put these back. I won't be needing those after all. And then the Sun right there at that throat position, which is further emphasizing something you're creating here. It could be directly connected to communication, right? The throat chakra. Or it could be something that you communicated that closes out this cycle, like I've been picking up here, right? You finally strike back against the bully, right? You know, something that's been coming through in the readings lately as well, it's directly connected to this here, is, it's always best to be as peaceful as possible and try not to let people trigger you, right? Because typically speaking, people just eventually go away, they leave you alone. But there are some situations where people just don't go away. And what I'm picking up here is somebody who's dealt with years and years of this absolute spiritual and mental abuse. And then finally, that's it. Enough's enough, right? But it was divinely guided for this person to finally strike back. You know, I believe that the divine will always fight our battles for us. But there are some situations where the divine will be arranging things behind the scenes and then let us know, hey, all right, this is what we need you to do now to get things moving in the physical world. So if you are being guided to take some sort of action and you feel it intuitively, you just feel it from the depths of your soul, do it. Don't be afraid, especially if you've been dealing with this for an extended period of time. You have to protect what's yours. First and foremost, stand down tactics are something that are heavily promoted in toxic spirituality, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because spirituality is violent. It's a very chaotic space. And although everything is subjective, I'm just getting this message here where a lot of you are being guided to finally take some sort of step here to defend yourself, whatever that means for you, okay? But I do feel that the action that I'm picking up here is more of, hey, I see you. I know what you've been doing. And now I'm going to do this to defend myself. That's more along the lines of what I'm getting here. Just letting them know that you know what they've been doing this entire time. What do we have at the crown, please? Two of Swords, Libra energy. Wow. At the crown. So I'm getting this message here that if you're feeling confused about the situation right now, you need to block out any sort of external interference and go inward for your guidance here. And I'm also hearing God is your spiritual weapon. But I really feel that this Two of Swords at the crown is speaking about you standing against your enemy, however that shows up for you, with full faith and confidence that the divine has your back. A perfect energy to follow everything I'm saying here because it confirms what I'm saying to be true. And I just heard, that's enough. That's a message directly from God himself. God is empowering you to take the necessary action you need to bring justice into your waking life. There's also something here about this moon. Now, it can be a crescent moon or it can be an eclipse, right? They kind of look the same. But I feel this is representing, to me right now, the eclipse. It's like the eclipse brought something through. It's like that was the portal. It's like this thing is being eclipsed from your life. But this action that is being taken is the necessary first step to get things underway. You know, the Seven of Swords from other decks is this individual sneaking away and they're looking over their shoulders, see if anybody can see them, right? And it suggests that this person is doing something underhanded, trying to pull a fast one on you. But this energy here, again, it just really gives this message that the spotlight is directly on them now. They can't get away with what they once got away with. And because of this, they're taking this very defensive stance. They're trying to flip the script, point the finger at you when you've literally done nothing to this person, to these people. I'm also hearing that you're fully in your rights to strike back however you want here. They have left themselves completely open, and the universe is allowing you to strike at them however you see fit, in accordance with what you are going through here because of just how much they've put you through. What do we have at the foundation, please? Nine of Pentacles, Virgo energy at the foundation. So whenever I get this card, it's like somebody who's like, well, I didn't know. You know, right? This is that person who's playing the victim now. And see how it's like they're wearing this unicorn thing and it's like they have all these tricks, right? All these things that they've used to come against you with. Everybody sees this now. They see this person for who they really are. See, this says it all, right? Here you are manifesting, okay? This is what you're capable of. And this is why they have come for you in this capacity. I'm picking up a few different energies here. I'm getting the ringleader, right? The person who feels exposed by your success or whatever you're doing here. Then this energy here is quite possibly a flying monkey, right? Somebody who was sent to you. But this person, I feel also, it's like they're envious of you. They're too focused on you and what you're building. It's like your success or whatever you're doing here makes them feel like a loser, right? For some of you, this could be a friend, a sibling. You know, just somebody who never really grew up. Crabs in a barrel mentality, which is another thing that's been coming through in a lot of the readings lately. People that just can't seem to come to terms with your growth. So they form weapons against you in the shadows to try and pull you back down to where they are. What do we have? The sacral, please. Three of Swords, Libra energy at the sacral. As you're releasing the pain from this situation, the trauma, all of these things that you've had to go through, you start to see these people as kind of vultures, right? They were just feeding off you spiritually speaking. Spiritual parasites. For some of you, this is very upsetting. For most of you, probably all of you. It's part of the process, right? The realization that this is what these people were doing this entire time. It's paradigm shifting, and it changes the way you interface with your reality. But it's also heartbreaking to think that people that you once thought cared for you could do something so wicked and evil in such a meticulous way. It feels too, well, it's premeditated. It's so detailed. And it makes you look at them in a different light as well, as far as their beliefs, right? Because the way they've been coming for you is spiritual in nature. It's like they know how to strike at you. They know where it hurts. They know how to trigger you because they know you, because they were once the closest people you had to you. And then I have Two of Swords. Oh, wow. Back to back. Okay. Two of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, back to back. So both of these cards, whenever I see them, it's like an energy of somebody who's like, I'm always sticking my neck out for you. And I have your best interest in mind. There's nothing to worry about here. They're just saying whatever they have to get you to come back, or to allow them to put these hooks back in you. What do we have? The solar plexus, please. Baphomet, the magician, right there at the solar plexus. Very different from this magician, though. This is magician read in its negative polarity. It speaks about individuals who are doing things in the shadows, like I just picked up here, to scatter your energy, to wear you down. I'm picking up on a lot of energy manipulation here. I'm also hearing people coming for your hierarchy of needs, right? Destabilizing you by targeting the basic necessities that you need to survive. And it's right underneath that King of Pentacles. This person right here is a very ruthless, very domineering, controlling individual. This person probably owns a business of their own. This is probably what this is all about. I feel like their reputation is probably on the line here. There's something that this individual doesn't want you leaking out, however that shows up for you. But they've become so sloppy in the way that they have been moving. I'm also hearing that the universe was working in this individual's life to make them think that they had it in the bag, so to speak. The universe worked to give this person a hyperinflated ego as a means to get them, I just heard, fall on their own sword. Interesting. But simply put, it's like they've left a trail, is what it comes down to, because their ego is so inflated that they didn't think that they needed to be careful. These people really underestimated you, but they also had no idea the protection that you have around you. I'm also hearing that a lot of you are like spiritual spies. You were sent into these individuals' lives to take down this kingpin, so to speak, right? You had to do it from the center of the hive. And the fact that we have the magician right underneath that King of Pentacles in reverse is telling us that this person here was directly targeting your gifts. Their worst fear was you stepping into this energy here, stepping into your power, harnessing the four elements, which is what the magician has. He has all the elements there: earth, air, fire, and water. He's co-creating with the divine. He knew that if you were ever able to step into this energy, it was over. And in some cases here, you're being called to speak up as a means to protect yourself against what this individual might possibly do next. Right? It's like bringing attention to what you've been going through. Hey, look, this is what I've been going through. Here's the evidence. I don't know what this person's going to do next, but I need to let some people know here. What do we have at the heart, please? Eight of Pentacles right underneath that Seven of Pentacles. Zagen, unnatural passions. Again, I'm picking up with this energy manipulation here. People trying to wear you down so you don't have the drive and focus to continue working inside of this space here. I feel that this is what has been highlighted to you now. Again, it goes back to what I said about depositing all this time and energy into this certain space, trying to manifest something and it not coming to fruition for no good reason. And then you finally start to realize that it's the people around you, it's the people in your life, it's your environment, whatever it may be. That's what this energy is right here. And it's right underneath the Seven of Pentacles. So you're overcoming this now and you're able to step into this Seven of Pentacles energy. And then we have the Ace of Swords, affinity and friendship, Yamabel, air energy. So this is you understanding this. This is all about mental clarity. It's like the divine showing you, hey, this is what's going on here. We're trying to help you with this situation, but you need to take the first step here. You need to allow us to help you because of your free will. We're going to give you the mental strength to be able to overcome this situation. We are going to arm you with the raw power to pull through this victory here. These people have left themselves completely wide open, but now's your chance. Now's your opportunity to strike back because they cannot do anything about it. They're in a very vulnerable situation here. These people have been caught with their pants down. They know that there's very little, if anything, that they can do at this point. Because if they do try to form any weapons against you, people are going to know it's them. What do we have at the throat, please? Wow. 8 of Swords, Gemini energy at the throat. God, protector, and savior. Truth and justice. Says right there, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. Now, that can just really speak about this, right? Your fortune's like your gifts, your spiritual inheritance. It's all the things that the divine blesses you with so you can become self-empowered and manifest things yourself into your everyday waking life. The divine arms you with the tools you need to go out and get your own fortune. Now, this 8 of Swords is speaking about you being liberated from this space and standing directly in your power, but also it's like this is representing them. They've been caught. You might be dealing with some people that actually kind of look like that. That's a message for somebody. I just heard the energy of that illustration as well. Just reminds you of somebody. You are being liberated from this situation. You are escaping the grasp of whatever this energy here represents for you. And these individuals are now in some sort of self-imposed restrictive space that they can't wiggle their way out of. Okay, so I'm hearing something here in regards to what I mentioned earlier on in the reading about the 7 and the 8, right? 78. Some of you are dealing with an individual who is going to be brought to justice when they're 78. I feel that it's this person here, this King of Pentacles in reverse, which is very interesting because this is obviously a very narcissistic energy here. And narcissists usually get their karma towards the end of their life, right? They're less likely to be able to have the strength to do anything about this. They're so worn down and so beat up by the universe. See, the universe likes to drag these situations out, letting them think that they're getting away with something. But then, when they least expect it, boom, everything changes in the blink of an eye. That's what I'm getting here. I'm also getting from this 8 of Swords, it's like this is your spirit guides forcing these individuals to see just how serious this situation is, to truly feel the weight of what they've put you through. It's all a part of the karmic consequences of their actions here. What do we have at the third eye, please? 9 of Wands, Sag energy at the third eye. God, the impenetrable secret, universal medicine, elevation of the soul, and the revelation of mysteries. Now, I feel that this 9 of Wands at this third eye is really speaking about how resilient you have been throughout this entire situation. Despite all of the setbacks that you have faced on your path, all of the attacks, all of the things that they have tried to do to destabilize you, you have kept the faith that this will all be made right once you get on the other side of this. And it's also a message here, further confirming what I'm saying to you individuals that are trying to manifest things into your life that need to create boundaries with people that are affecting the manifestations that you're being guided to pull through. 7 of Swords stacked with 9 of Wands. Individuals doing things to deliberately stop you from pulling forward your manifestations and you needing to distance yourself from them so you can get ahead of what they're doing. You essentially need to disempower them by not allowing them to be able to access you any further. And then right on the bottom of the deck, Judgment, Pluto, Scorpio energy. Says right there, God hidden in darkness. Okay, what do we have at the crown to close this out, please? Hermit. Perfect. Virgo energy at the crown to close out the reading. Word of God creating all. Alchemy and transformation. Rules natural events helps with spiritual progress. Further confirming what I'm saying here about the divine wanting to pull you away from the noise, to build you back up, a kind of sacred pause, a quiet space where your spirit can unfold. And so you can focus on your manifestations and nurturing your connection with Source. On one hand, I've got a group of people here who are trying to manifest something into their life that need to distance themselves, right? Like we've been saying. And on the other hand here, we've got a group of individuals who are dealing with some sort of spiritual attacks that they have collected a lot of evidence around now. And the universe is trying to help all of you harness the confidence and the courage to take the next steps to bring these individuals to justice, whatever that means for you. But closing out with the Hermit speaks to both groups because it's showing us here that the only way that you are able to pull this off and succeed at it is by going inward for all of your guidance and clarity, allowing your inner compass to show you the way, and to know that if you ever feel confused, if you ever feel alone, all you have to do is seek understanding by communing with your higher self and your guides, because they are here to hold your hand through this situation and bring you out the other end, better off for having gone through this. Okay, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also turn on your notifications. And if this reading resonates with you, drop a comment or a folded hand emoji down below. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care.